What's up? What's happening?
And welcome back. It's a whole special day on here. DMT. Don't miss this podcast. It's finally come. I called out to the world, and the world answered.
I'm the world.
Yeah, in a way.
I'm your world.
In a way.
As of this week.
As in
absolutely.
I'm consumed. I'm consumed by taking out the Vape Lord Jake Abeyta.
Oh, Vape for life!
Vape Lord versus Mikey Bikez is going down.
Yeah, it's happening right here, right now. This is very exciting, everybody. This is very exciting. We made this happen. We made it quickly for you, okay? Why don't you two boys square down, huh? What's the beef, huh? What's the beef?
What is the beef? I actually kind of forgot from last week.
The beef was so stupid. It was Jack trying to figure out who started vaping first. Was it, I mean, Joey was obviously one of them, but was it you or Wes? And I'm figuring it's Wes.
100% Wes.
But then I just thought, wouldn't it be great if we just called Jake out on the podcast?
I'm just saying, there was a period of about 4 days while we lived in that house where it felt like I was living with 4 fucking caterpillars from Alice in Wonderland, and I wasn't about it.
Well, I
okay?
told you, I didn't vape at that time,
You
Jack.
vaped full life.
No,
bro.
I didn't.
I remember we all
I
went
vape
to the
full life
store,
now.
and you were like, I want the watermelon, and the guy was like, okay.
No, I've never had watermelon vape in my life.
That's how you know he's lying. He always talks about the watermelon when the when the stereo's not rolling. Not stereo. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Oh, we're in hi-fi stereo. It's a new keen technology.
You guys are catching me on a Thursday.
Here we go. Now we got the Mikey Bike shades.
Ooh, I like those.
Yeah,
Fierce.
this is real.
And if I had the coat, my white coat from the Connor's wedding,
Sure.
which was my original idea, I'm gonna roll those sleeves up and wear this.
Mhm.
I would
What's
look...
under the coat?
What?
What's under the coat? You know?
The uniform.
That's what's under the coat. But no, the coat. It'll be a heavy metal T-shirt under
Sure,
there
sure,
because he
okay.
bikes. But when I put it on and looked at myself in the mirror, I looked like fucking Pitbull.
Yeah. That's,
Like I should be making the theme song for Aquaman.
that's all right. You know what you could come out to every time? Every time? We're yelling timber.
Yeah.
That's gonna be your song.
Or
Mr. Worldwide.
yeah.
Sure. Come
Yeah.
out to Danza Kuduro just cuz.
I mean, yeah. Just be like, I'm Latino now. No, I'm Latinx now.
Oh, I don't like that they did that.
No, and pretty much every single Latin country doesn't
Does
like
not
that
like it at all.
because their entire language is based off of masculine and feminine.
Yeah.
Germans are similar too. It's like we have masculine and feminine. Like, what are you
There's no such
doing to
thing.
our language?
No such thing.
It's the whole basis.
No, there's no such thing. That's crazy.
No such thing as gender or language.
All the above.
It's all-
truth.
it's
Truth
all
is all subjective now.
I mean, there are obviously genders. I mean,
You know.
there's Jedi,
Mhm.
there's Sith, Justice League, Avenger. I mean, the list goes on and on.
Yeah, it's a little too
Star Wars,
scientific
Star
for
Trek.
me. I don't. You're associating things that have sci-fi in the name. I don't like that because there's science involved.
Well, you have science involved.
What are you talking about?
You
Science
are
is
science.
not real.
Jake, tell Jack how he's science.
Quantum.
The quantum caveat. That's how you save Ant-Man.
Exactly. Just throw quantum on
Just
it.
throw quantum and you could
That's
do
how you
anything.
say
Anything.
You could literally time travel
Yeah.
with quantum.
Like, why were you late for work? Quantum shit, man.
quantum
I got
shit,
the
bro.
vortex and time and space stretched and pulled and
Yeah, you think the quantum realm's crazy? Try taking a car in there.
you know, I left 15 minutes early and here I am 15 minutes late. Tell me how that works.
Yeah, no, not about it.
Quantum.
Quantum anomaly.
I'm just glad to know I am quantum. You know.
100%.
Mhm.
Now, Jake, let's fight.
Let's do
Let's
it.
fight.
Yeah.
Literally fight.
Yeah.
That's why
Create your
you're here.
character. You're the Vape Lord.
Yeah.
You are the Vape Lord.
Oh no, I was not expecting to have to do this.
Now, see, Jake, that's the thing that Jack impressed on me is that you don't pick your nicknames. They are forced upon you, and you have to either adapt and grow or fall and get crushed by it.
You all heard it from the pizza man himself.
I really thought you were gonna say that the nicknames pick me, but I guess it's okay being forced on me.
I mean, in a way, because we picked you for the nickname.
It is.
I mean, you got to get glasses out.
I should have brought like a vape pen just for this.
Oh, Buddy, I got you covered. Bam. I take you and I raise you one vape for Vape
I
Lord.
just want him to have two. You know the people that have really big vapes. You
Oh,
know?
yeah.
I want to come out with two of those. Just
Yeah, he creates his own smoke screen because they always do those smoke screens for them to walk out to. He created it himself.
It'd be like way too on point with WWE to come out to the smoke screen.
Exactly.
Like, it would just look normal. Then they'd be like, "Oh, this is a vape guy."
Yes, I feel like those glasses called to him. The Django's called to Jake's face.
oh yeah, they did.
He is the Vape Lord.
That's the Vape Lord.
I don't need to look at these to know that they fit on me absolutely perfectly.
100% the most perfect thing you could be putting on your face right now, Jake.
Oh man, now who's like? Because you know, in wrestling, there's a good guy and a bad guy, right? I mean, for the who's who?
I
What?
feel like since Mikey Bikez called me out, he's the antagonist.
He is
in this
kind of
one.
the bad guy, you know. Like you know, he's a
wasn't doing
biker.
anything.
Yeah,
I was just driving in my car.
he's
and
like
getting
any
called
old
out.
vapor with headphones walking down the street. Yeah, he's puffing it in your face, but it smells like blueberry. It's okay, okay.
Is this actual vape?
Yes,
Hit it.
it's menthol.
Am I dumb?
You just pull it.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's the Vape Lord.
Vape Lord.
Vape Lord has thrown the gauntlet. People, Vape Lord has thrown the gauntlet.
Fuck. Oh,
Right
man.
Right in your face.
Yeah.
I can only drink. I can only breathe motorcycle gas fumes. I cannot breathe this. This is why he's my arch nemesis.
It's literally toxic gas.
We are in a bitter rivalry that rivals Undertaker and Kane.
It is true. I'd say it superseded it already. Just the disrespect I'm seeing from both sides here. The just the you know, the energy that you're both putting out. I can tell you don't like each other. Okay, I'm all about it. Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And are you being Vince McMahon right
a
now?
little bit, a little
Okay.
bit. Kind of getting a little Dana White in there as well. you
Okay.
know, promo.
So build
right.
the scene here, Jack.
all right. Shit, I've never watched a wrestling match in my life.
Yes, you have.
I mean, that is true. All right, here we go. We got Mikey Bikez, and he's got beef with the Vape Lord.
Oh, that wasn't much of a pull. That's okay.
He's still shot fired. Shot fired.
Shot fired. All right, gentlemen. We're gonna have a clean match here, okay?
We got to
No.
cut the promos.
No, we gotta cut the
We
promos.
got to cut the promos.
No,
as in look
I-
into the camera and just be like, "You'll never see what's coming, Vape Lord. Mikey Bikez will throw the ape hanger under you, and you will tap out in a second. The second that you bring that vape into the thing, I'll shove it up your butt, and you'll be pooping clouds."
Oh my God. Vape Lord, how do you respond?
How do I what?
How do you respond?
I don't need to respond. I just had the vape in his face.
Seems like he's blowing a lot of smoke with that attitude. See how that transfers to the ring.
He's just gonna smoke all your menthol.
Yeah, there's like those pods, man.
I'm gonna get like a
Honestly,
Mikey Bikez is like, let's go. Sam's like, stop.
if there's anything to waste it on, it's this podcast.
It is this podcast.
I don't think I've ever had menthol before, so we'll see how this goes.
It's gonna be fun.
It's just mintier.
Just experimenting
Kinda
with
mint.
substances. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, but
We're just testing stuff out, and then Jake just,
Jittering and
I'm just
falls
nicked
over.
out. I'm so nicked out, dude. Oh,
Guess that'd be an easy victory.
Yeah.
I just smoke myself to the ground.
yeah.
you're just like buzzing. You're just like, I can't even.
Because now imagine that happened, but I'm imagining it's like, you know, you're the good guy, he's the bad guy, so we set it up for you to win. But you actually go through that, so Sam's like, I don't know what to do. So he like runs and like trips over him and falls out of the ring, all this different stuff. Guys. Hop up on the table. Let's go.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Oh, God.
Oh, we should have brought the ladders.
Yeah. Winston wants to get in on this.
Yeah. He's your tag
I should have brought my microphone. Let's go. I don't even care if we're in frame or not. This is going down.
I'm just gonna start unplugging things.
No.
Oh, they're hurting each other.
Whoa. That's the integrity of the whole show. Oh, man. Winston.
Just Winston. I imagine you guys like fighting up here and like stepping on all the buttons. As you're
Just
going,
all
it's
the sound
like,
drops.
I ain't no fucking bitch, chef. I don't give a fuck.
That's exactly how that would happen.
I would love it.
Ended with that one.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, things just work out perfect.
I'm proud of you boys. You guys have set a new tone. We're starting a new wrestling division.
Yep. The DMTW
WDMT. The WWDMT.
World Wrestling, don't miss this.
The www.wwdmt.com.
The World Wrestling, don't miss this. I mean, DMTWL makes more sense. Don't miss this wrestling league. Fucking stupid.
WWDMTP.
No doubt.
Definitely.
And then,
Yeah, I mean, in this world, actually, I don't want any of the wrestlers using toilet paper. Too much mummy stuff could be done with that. I don't like it.
well, I don't think you're the commissioner of this league.
I think you just named me Vince McMahon. So
I mean, no, you're the Allegangster. You're going to come in once it looks like he's got me.
Yeah.
And then you're going to come in, and it's going to be a total 1-on-2 battle. You have beef with the Vape Lord and Mikey Bikez. What is the Allegangster going to do?
He's gonna whip out his Tommy gun and kick the door down, come in, and start smacking your faces. Okay,
Yeah.
that's
you're
what
gonna
I'm
burn.
gonna do.
You're gonna burn us with cigars.
You know what I do? I do the reverse or the sideways chomp. You know what that is? Bah, 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 like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about
I wish I could get more of an alligator
I was
thing going.
expecting like a tail whip thing where you literally
Ooh.
just like throw your ass at somebody.
This is why you always lose, Vape Lord. You're giving us all our moves.
And then, I mean, I have mine, the ape hanger and the back pedal, but
That's true. That's true.
you know. And then he's got little bits of sand in his cloud to blow it in your face, like Jean-Claude Van Damme in Bloodsport, and you just end up. Ah, my eyes!
I just love how like overacted that entire scene was.
He's so over the top.
I'm just imagining him with like ash from an ashtray, like a ton, and just like, don't smoke.
Cigarettes kill.
For life.
So Jean-Claude Van Damme is on my side now.
Oh,
Oh,
shit! So now
absolutely.
it's Mikey Bikez and Alligator versus the Vape Lord JCVD.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
This just took it up a notch.
I'll fight. Jean-Claude Van Damme played a crocodilian in Kung Fu Panda 2, so I'll take him. Okay, no problem. No problem.
That was JCVD.
It sure was.
I did not know that.
100%.
Honestly, it could have been anybody French. I mean, they could have gotten Georges St. Pierre.
I just why the crocodile for Jean-Claude Van Damme? I'm honored, but why the crocodile? I don't know.
I mean,
it's not like a martial arts thing, and he's a very martial arts guy.
and it's not even his like nickname or anything.
Not even a little bit.
He's never been called John Croc Van Damme.
That would be
You
pretty
know.
dope, though. Oh my! Can
I'd
you
watch
imagine
that movie? Whatever that movie's about, I'd watch it.
Jean-Claude Van Damme is a were-crocodile. Jean, let's make this thing.
Yes. Oh, it's so curious. This alligator bite. It's not healing.
There is legitimately a movie
Or
from,
crocodile bite.
from like
It's
the
not healing.
original what were they, like monster movie days. It was
Yeah.
it's like 10 20 years later, but still in that vein, and it is literally this guy is combining alligators and human beings and like creating that, and it's like
Oh, I saw that one. The Amazing Spider-Man.
that's the one. We're gonna remake that with Jean-Claude.
100%.
Yeah, I'm in.
Oh man. Oh man.
I've wanted to make a were-alligator movie literally my whole life, and you should both know that's true.
I 100% know that's true because of how much obsession you had for that piece of shit sci-fi movie, Dino Croc.
That's right. I forgot. And then there was Dino Croc,
Dino
versus
Croc
Mega Shark.
and Frankenfish.
Frankenfish is what it was.
Frankenfish scared the shit out of me
Mhm.
because the beginning of that movie started with a woman getting eaten ass first when she sat on the toilet. And it was so funny. You know what was actually the funniest thing was I watched that for the first time with Carl,
Uh-huh.
and I got scared about it. And he's like, Sam, we are nowhere near any bodies of water right now. What are you scared of?
To be fair, I was afraid of that, and I never saw that movie.
That
so
made.
Legitimate fear.
I mean, I just remember with my obsession with animal people in general, there was one time in 7th grade we had to write a story, which I was all about because I like to write things, right? So I write.
you?
I mean, I'd like to say I do, but I wrote this like 7-page story that was just nonsense, literally trying to introduce as many animal people as I could into the plot. I had a crocodile man, hyena man, tiger man, monkey man. I had them all, and I just remember getting the notes back from the teacher, and she's like, "Wow, this is really creative, and you really like animal people, don't you?" And I was like, "Yeah, who doesn't?" You know?
I wonder if she was like, oh my God, I have a future furry in my class. He just
ahead of her time.
anthropomorphizes it
I love it.
every time.
He's ahead of his time.
He's ahead of his time. He was a visionary. Created a whole movement.
I don't see species, bro. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have a flap to pull your dick out and fuck other people with costumes on, don't you?
Only when it's mating season.
Attaboy. When they're in heat, the proper time.
It's pretty hot when that happens. I'm gonna be-
Jesus. What are we doing?
Give me a break.
Having a good time.
Having a good time.
So how was your guys' week? What's up?
Oh, it was just dandy. The big excitement for this week. Glasses could come off.
Okay, now I feel like I can see again.
Yeah, it's pretty dark here in this corner. But no, so I started this week out. So the big hullabaloo this week
Hubbabaloo.
started.
Yeah, like Hubba Bubba. But Hubba Baloo.
Huddlebaloo.
Huddle Blue?
Hubba Bubba Max.
I mean,
Yeah.
it all applies.
Hubba Bubba
guys.
Bubble Tape.
Hubba Bubba Bubba.
So the Hubba Bubba Bubble Tape on Saturday was my dad got all new appliances. So when the people showed up, they asked to put Winston away so he wouldn't get in anyone's way. So I brought him into my room and we just hung out for the time while they were doing that. I was watching something on my iPad. And then my dad calls down. He's like, hey, you can turn him loose now. I'm like, okay, cool. And I let him out. And I go upstairs and I don't hear him. And I would have figured he'd be up by the front door, you know, like whining or, you know, squirming about. I look and he's not there. And I can just like, he didn't close the screen door.
Oh,
Winston
no.
definitely got out. And I come out to hear these fucking Karens walking their kids. And, you know, I guess they yelled at my dad because Winston came just barreling out of the house. And then I just overhear him just like, God, and for him to just not say anything? And I come out of there. I was like, you know, half in and out. I was taking a nap and watching something. It was just like,
It was a Saturday.
I was blustery.
Yeah.
I was blustery. I come storming out, no shoes or anything. And my dad turns around and I'm just like, don't even fucking worry about it. And then one of the ladies just goes, hey, just so you know, your dog almost attacked my son. And I didn't even look. I go, no, he didn't. And she goes, oh, how would you know? I'm like, cause he doesn't attack anything. And I just kept going. I didn't look up and they just kept fucking grumbling and moving along and nothing. Hey, Winston, come here.
Show
Come here, buddy.
Show your
You're getting on the camera, buddy. And it's all because of the way he looks. I'm sick of this dog racism, all right?
Yeah.
Because, for fuck's sake, it's so hard to take him for walks because the other dogs fucking attack him because their owner gets weird because of how he looks. I mean, I haven't taken that dogancestry.com thingy, but, I mean, look at him. Pitt's in there.
Oh, yeah.
He's got Pitty in there.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they said initially with the pitch it was American Bulldog and Boxer. And then when I met the guy who actually had him, American Bulldog and Pitbull. And either way, I wanted to adopt a pit bull.
Yeah.
You know, so I got him and I was super stoked until I started taking him for walks and how fucking inconsiderately dog racist these people were. I mean, look at you. Look at you. See? He's the
not
cutest
attacking.
boy ever. The only thing he attacks people with is you with farts
That is true. And it's bad.
or anybody with love.
Winston!
That's what I have to say about that.
I'm a victim of that love.
Yeah. He's an aggressively affectionate boy.
Well, and I mean, that's all pit bulls and boxers and bulldogs. I mean, they are typically like really sweet dogs. They just, here's my thing with
It's the
them.
nurture that drives any dog crazy.
Right.
It's not the nature.
Exactly.
Every dog is kind of built to be a good boy.
And here's my thing.
A good boy.
Is I think boxers and all these, you know, bigger, you know, thicker dogs, they just, I don't know what it is. They always want to be like on you. You know what I mean? So like, I
It's
think,
a little bit of an alpha thing.
and I see that with
You're their property.
right. And they're like, yeah, you're always paying attention to me, which is adorable and cute. But I think sometimes like people see that with like Pluto sometimes when I'm taking him out and whatnot, and he just wants to play. But when he plays, I mean, he plays, and
Yeah, he
I mean,
goes full throttle.
and this dog is a fucking, you know, furry torpedo. So yeah, he's gonna want to like get over there and see what's up, especially if he's excited. And like, I mean, the door's open. The door's you got to think from a dog's perspective. That door's never open.
Yeah.
And it was like go, and then he's like, "There's the door. Oh, nobody's telling me no. Go. New people. Got to see him, right?" Yeah, it's like you said, the nurture's a huge part of it because if you're an asshole and you train him to be like a guard dog, yeah, he'll go fuck up those kids.
Yeah.
But for the most part, most people raise their dogs to be dogs and they just want to see people. Now, that can, especially if it's a thick boy like Winston coming at you,
Thick with 2 C's.
you're just like, I don't know what to do here, but to just like automatically judge, and like, I don't know, like, if you see people running out, coming after their dog, they're clearly not like going after you. It's like, shit happens in this world. I got nothing against people being Karens because sometimes Karens, like, you know, they got to get something and they get what they want. But for the most part, if we got to accept people, especially on a fucking Saturday afternoon, chill. You're taking your kids out for a walk. You see a dog, pet the dog. I don't know.
Yeah, and that was literally all he was looking for.
Yeah.
Was just like, hey,
New
people.
For all he knows, those kids are like your cousins or something like that or whatever. It's like,
he doesn't dislike any dogs until the dog gives him a reason not to.
right, exactly.
So the only times I've ever seen him get confrontational is when another dog like got in his business.
Mhm.
And he, I think, learned the lesson to like, oh,
Yeah.
this is what I was doing to those other dogs who got pissed at me.
Yeah, I think there's a big difference when someone goes, "Oh, your dog attacked my kids," versus your dog snapped at my kids. Okay, keep control. Okay, maybe
Yeah.
he did do something then. But if it's like he was just running at him,
Also, keyword almost attacked.
yeah. What do you mean?
That's
almost
your
attacked?
speculation.
Yeah.
If this was in a court of law, they would have thrown it out.
Absolutely, they would have. Absolutely. Yeah.
You don't know what's in that big boy's brain.
Yeah. He just wants to play. He just wants to be
He
happy.
just wants love. Big lovin's.
Yeah. I mean, he's attacking Jake right now.
I mean,
but
but for the lovin's.
For all
Yeah.
of my all of my affection.
affection.
Yeah, I was about to say infection. I was like, he doesn't want that.
Yeah.
He doesn't want my human germs all
Yeah.
over him.
I'm gonna give you all this stuff.
So that was really the big hubbubaloo
Mhm.
of my week.
Nice. Yeah. You said it right.
Yeah. Other than that, watching documentaries, but we can
Sure.
talk about that later if we get into your guys' weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. Jake, you want to go? Did you do anything crazy?
No, pretty much just like sit
Anything
around-
story worthy?
Yeah,
Anything
right.
story worthy? Not really. Pretty much just kind of like hang out.
See,
read.
I'm so excited for these vaccines to roll out because social interactions with strangers that you don't give a fuck about
Mm-hmm.
are gonna ignite. And I mean, I think that was some of our best stuff was
Yeah.
when strangers fucking bothered
Fucked with
us.
us. Yeah,
Oh, that
exactly.
one guy at that ye old bar or
Yeah.
whatever with that joke. The difference between a lima bean and a chickpea. That was an odd guy.
Yeah, and then like he just kept coming back, and I just like, hey, buddy, just like doing that shit. It's like, hey,
Wait,
buddy.
Was I here for this? What
Yeah,
was this?
It was in Littleton, the ye old bar, and we were all there drinking.
Uh-huh.
And this one guy came up and was just like really up in Danielle's face. He was so fucking wasted.
Yeah, I remember.
And
this,
nobody was doing anything. I'm just like, hey, dude, like, come on.
Yeah.
And tried to lure him over to my table,
Mhm.
and then he tried to go back to her table. I'm like, dude, fuck.
Yeah.
But he is just like, what's the difference between a lima bean and a chickpea?
Mhm.
I don't remember the punchline.
I've never had a lima bean on my chest before.
That's.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Here's the thing. Okay.
Flip
Listen,
the table. Fuck this show. I'm done. Comedy is dead.
I have had my fair share of struggles of approaching the opposite sex. Okay, but I'm going to say this right now. If you have to get inebriated to the point that you're a fucking asshole, and
If you
you're-
have to go more than one drink deep.
yeah, if you need, yeah, exactly. If you need more than one drink
beer. One
to go,
beer.
yeah, to go be yourself to a female or to a guy or whatever it may be, you're not ready to be with somebody. Let's just put it that way. Like you are.
You've got some work to do on yourself,
Yeah.
my man.
If you got to get blitzed in order to have the courage to speak to them, I get it, but like probably shouldn't talk to that person then because they don't want a fucking drunk, fucked up guy just ruining their night. That's what you do. You ruin people's nights like that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you wake up the next morning full of regret and just a big sack of shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And I mean, that's why you just really got to press yourself to be good at drinking.
Yeah. Exactly. You got to build the tolerance.
Be so good at drinking that nobody knows you're drunk when you are.
That's right.
Bert
Oh,
Kreischer
I
style.
thought you were going to say moderation, but yeah, no, that works too.
Become a functional alcoholic.
That's the
You will
only way.
never be afraid of anything in your life again. And I mean, if you just keep going, you'll never get hungover.
If drinking is your personality, you'll never have to hide your personality. I mean, think about it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Also,
like Bruce Banner. That's why he became the Hulk.
Hey, yeah, if you want to,
That's my secret, Cap. I'm always fucking wasted,
Wasted.
bro.
Dude,
You don't
I am
even know.
fucked up. That's the symbol of Professor Hulk, is a person who is on the verge of becoming an alcoholic, becoming a functioning alcoholic.
Yeah.
Is Professor Hulk. That's
And
what
then
he really is.
It was really the tipping point was learning how to be good at drinking Jaeger and becoming a Jaeger Hulk.
That's exactly correct. Time travel.
Time travel.
Quantum. Oh man, yeah. That Lima Bee guy sucks.
Boys, we all got Yetis here.
We do.
Let's clink them. Let's
Cheers
cheers.
to the Yeti.
I didn't even notice Jake had a Yeti.
May it stay hidden forever in the Himalayas.
To Mikey Bikez and the Vape King. Vape Lord, never mind. Fuck, I fucked it up.
It does happen.
No, I'm okay with being a king.
But you're not one.
Yeah, it's true. After the victory, you got to take your place. You're hanging out with Jean-Claude Van Damme. So, you know.
Jake Abeyta.
Yeah.
Jake Abeyta.
Trying to think.
I am best friends with Jake Abeyta. My
Best
name is Jean-Claude Van Damme, and I'm Jake Abeyta, and I get along very well.
I'll tell you what, the one thing that Crystalia definitely has is the best Jean-Claude Van Damme
Twitter.
impression. He's like, it's some vine. With,
No, that was the thing from Street Fighter. He was like, I'm going to kick that bison's ass so hard.
so
hard.
Some people,
I'm
man.
going to kick bison's ass so hard.
Wait, where is Jean-Claude Van Damme from? Is he
France.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna guess that, but I don't know.
And he played Guile in the Street Fighter movie, and Guile could not be a more American guy in those games. Literally has an American flag tattoo on his bicep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think about like Jean-Claude Van Damme and Arnold Schwarzenegger and these guys who are just so transcendent for some reason. And I'm a big fan of these guys, so I'm not talking shit. But like they're
international treasures.
they are never pushed to do another accent at all. But they're actors, and every
they play
other actor-
Americans
Yes,
a lot.
a lot
Like the
of the
amount
time.
of times that Arnold Schwarzenegger has played a sheriff or
like military person, yeah.
a DEA agent in that one movie with Sam Rockwell.
Yeah.
You know,
It's like-
no, Sam Worthington, not Rockwell.
I think it just works to his advantage that I don't think an Austrian sounds like him. You know what I mean? I think he just sounds.
He's Arnold.
He's Arnold.
He's
you
his
know?
own accent.
Oh, I thought he had like a speech impediment, but I think that might have been Sylvester Stallone that I was getting him mixed up with.
Lou Ferrigno.
Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah.
Lou Ferrigno had it because he's deaf. Sylvester Stallone does because when he was born, a nerve got like
Right.
broken in his face. It didn't
Right.
get cut or anything. It got severed in his face. And that's why he's got the
Mm-hmm.
that
makes
kind of
sense.
lip. He's just sort of kind of droopy on this side of the face.
Mm-hmm.
But he's made a life of it.
You know what's fucking crazy? Arnold Schwarzenegger is Chris Pratt's dad-in-law.
Yeah, that dawned on me right away when he
Yeah.
got hooked up with Catherine Schwarzenegger.
That's fucking crazy, man.
Jack, that would be like one of us marrying. Oh, no, that'd be like one of us getting a sitcom, becoming an action star, and then marrying one of Stallone's 3 hot ass daughters.
I mean, I'm down. I mean, let's not get this wrong. I
Jack,
would
let's make a gambit.
I want this
We'll
fame.
be Stallone's by the end of the year.
Chris Pratt one day a server in Hawaii, the next married to Arnold Schwarzenegger's daughter.
Or Clint Eastwood's daughter. What's up, Morgan?
She watches the show, right?
100% biggest fan.
100%. I got the 2 new bachelorettes and Lizzie Olsen fighting over me now. So that's the kind
That's
of
plenty
reach,
for my imagination.
that's the kind of reach this show has.
That's
okay?
plenty for my spank bank, okay?
Well, given that you guys unofficially assigned me the vision, I would like to say that I have Elizabeth Olsen, not you.
I mean, I get
I'm not
it,
amused.
Thank you.
but you technically did. I mean, the vision exists, but is the vision the vision? I mean,
I request elaboration.
Given the entire argument that they had with each other, I would say that the conclusion they came to was that he could be the original Vision.
that's true. But he flew away.
He has the choice.
Hey,
It's a
he
choice to be.
he flew away from Lizzie. I'm always there for
He
her,
just needed
okay?
space.
He needs
Jack,
space.
sometimes you
I
need
never-
space.
I got her, okay? Anything she needs, this stupid android doesn't know what it needs to be doing, okay?
Okay, the guy is like maybe a year old.
It's
Like,
called the
he
human
just needs
element.
A little independence.
I refuse this, okay? Hey, I don't have a stupid stone in my head that she'd have to
Hey.
kill me for. Okay,
Hey, dummy.
to get rid of.
Fucking women aren't objects, okay?
I'm not. I am the object to her. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say.
You are failing!
Got him.
I mean, you look at the
Fucking
evidence.
got
I
him.
sure am. Shit, I'm trying to think what I did this week.
Shit, that's where I was at.
I know, yeah.
I was thinking about it all day. Like, what did I
Yeah.
do this week? Because I was
yeah.
at work, just being like, have I done anything?
Like I'm happy
Work.
to say it's because I'm in a good place of just like I got a routine every day, and like again, COVID's still kind of happening, so like again, there's no stranger interactions. I mean, it's very limited. I saw some cool stuff. I think I finished the QAnon
Oh,
documentary.
let's talk about it
Well-
because I ripped through that.
Yeah, I saw.
When did they put that up?
It's been the past 6 weeks. The last episode aired on Sunday.
I'm
Oh.
for sure gonna have to check this one out.
It is
'Cause
Ruin
what
it
if
for me.
something.
What it boils down to is that literally every single person that I saw in that documentary was the biggest fucking dork I've ever seen in my life. Whether you're on the side of the opposition and just studying conspiracy theories, whether you're the 8chan guys,
Yep.
or whether you're a fucking QAnon enthusiast, all fucking dorks.
Yeah, no, it's
and
very
people
true.
were murdered because of dorks.
Yep, 100%.
I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah, this is fucking dipshit sitting in the Philippines starting up 8chan.
Jim Watkins.
Yeah, Jim Watkins and Ron Watkins. I swear to God, if Ron Watkins is actually Q, that butt fuck needs his head on a spike, okay? I was so fucking sick of the fact that these two dipshits were just sitting there like, hey, well, I'm not a political guy. And then just have Fred be like, oh, they're very political.
Unbelievably, they are blatantly lying to you.
And then
this
he asks
entire
about that
time.
specific pen. He's like, oh, I don't recall a pen.
Here's the thing, okay? I think there are really, really smart criminals, and we don't know about them. And then there are really, really stupid criminals, and they go on to documentaries. And these gentlemen are these kinds.
Well,
I don't
they
know if
let
they're
the guy
criminals, but
chronicle the entire events for 3 years.
and they talk to him all the time. The whole, but like very clearly, they have something to do with this.
100%.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, and then also just the fact that they were constantly being like, oh, well, I don't use the site.
Sam,
I don't get on the site. I don't see the site. I don't see what Q does. I don't do this. And then the one fucking final slip up in the last episode, and then they just laughed at each other.
They
They're
just
like,
laughed.
What? No, you don't just laugh this off.
So this literally was just a giant game. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It is. I mean,
Well-
that's what it is.
Well, I think it was because they have the guy who started Anonymous in it, and he explains where Anonymous started. And it was called Anonymous 420, and it was some dudes. One of them had the Guy Fawkes mask. And then they're just like, what if we just got super baked and fucking made this video? You know? And then real hackers ran with it and started doing some damage.
Yeah.
And the other guy was just
Yeah.
like, God, this is going to fall on me. And so that's what I think original Q did.
Yep.
Was he was
Yeah.
just like, I'm just gonna post some shit and see what happens.
Yeah.
You know?
Or like maybe he or she was like, oh yeah, fuck, let's start the revolution. People need to know. Like could have been that crazy, or might have just been trying to fuck with people. And then really what QAnon is a
bunch of nerds.
a bunch of nerds and a fucked up company getting people to their site. That's
Yeah.
really what it ended up being. And I must say, Sam, I need you in a room with Jim Watkins. I want you to talk to him for 3 to 12 hours. He's
Nice little chit chat.
He's literally he's one of those guys who has that look.
He
the
looks-
cult leader look.
Yeah.
That gaze. What are you talking about?
yeah. So
I'm not political.
I mean,
what are you talking about? I collect watches all the time. And it's like you told me you didn't know what watches are.
Yeah, and that was the thing. Like every Q, I mean, like how much do you want us to go in depth with this versus
You
allowing
want to
you
watch.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, no, like you can ruin this entire
Okay.
thing for me. I'm gonna watch it,
Yeah.
but like
Let
I'm
me
okay with the commentary.
let me explain who Jim and Ron Watkins are. Okay, these two gentlemen.
These two butt fucks,
Yeah.
Jack. That's what I kept calling them the whole time. I'm like, these butt fucks.
Here's what I think Jim Watkins is. I think Jim Watkins is a white supremacist who had a baby with a Asian person.
Oh,
and-
Filipino chick.
Filipino
yeah, for sure.
chick, and has to like sees that his son is this unbelievable tech person, has unbelievable skills in the tech world. So he like,
Unbelievably callous knuckles.
yeah.
He had this whole sequence where he's just in the back of his yard and he has this post with a leather cover on it.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
he's just punching it with each hand until his knuckles bleed. And they're like, so that's when you're done? Your knuckles start bleeding? He's like, yeah. And then it'll heal over in scars and make it stronger.
And like,
That's a man of sheer will and determination.
I mean, that and a little bit of autism too.
You mess with
but,
my family, I'm gonna fuck you up. The way he talks.
Like
I don't use 8chan ever. I'm not Q.
Yeah, he got. That's what
Only
I'll do.
4chan.
Well, that was the thing. Was 4chan banned it, and so they started 8chan
Yep,
as a thing where it's true free speech minus child pornography.
exactly.
Murder and hate speech, totally okay.
Yeah.
Child porn, that's where we draw the line.
But it still has gotten up there many, many times. And so,
Yeah.
so these two basically bought 8chan from this gentleman named Fred Hampton, right?
No,
Fred
not
Hampton
Fred
is from
Hampton.
Judas
No,
and the Black
Fred
Messiah.
Brennan.
Fred Brennan, who created 8chan and basically ran it. So the director, creator of the documentary is there in like 2017, and Fred's still working for 8chan.
And that was his whole thing. Was he started it because he is really handicapped. He had osteo
Well, isn't it
degenerative
like his
disease.
bones
something
are
like that.
literally shrinking or something?
It was something like they could not grow and they were brittle like glass.
Right,
So,
right.
and I mean, he's literally just like the size of a big baby.
Yeah.
I mean, he stopped growing.
But I mean,
he's-
Like Voldemort.
a little bit.
It's
Yeah.
just a little bit more mass to him. But yeah.
And really well spoken.
Yeah,
This
very
guy
well
is
spoken,
very
brilliant.
smart,
And I mean, he knew what he was talking about with all this tech stuff.
Mhm.
And then, I mean, he had a fulfilled life
Oh, yeah.
until ousting.
Well, and you
know?
think about like, his story coming up. He's like, yeah, like I literally couldn't do anything, but it wasn't
You know?
like my brain was impaired. So I grew up with the internet and I just mastered it,
And he got onto those, picture boards and stuff like that, those sites like 4chan and Reddit and like that, and saw like these people just making fun of handicapped people, calling them R words and all that stuff. And he was just like, see, that's what life is.
Mhm.
Life isn't fucking coddling and all that stuff. And so I really liked that. And when the Reddit banned all that stuff, I wanted to give them a home so they could still do that because I really believed in free speech.
Mhm.
People should be allowed to be made fun of and make fun of without consequence,
Mhm.
which, I mean, obviously there are consequences.
Right. But
An amount of consequence.
An amount of consequence, yes.
and that's the thing is, I think we're trying to find that balance. Like there's the philosophy that's like, oh, I don't want my kids to be exposed. I want them to be safe.
Safetyism.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want them to be exposed to life, but it's like, guess what? They're fucking alive. It's going to happen one way or another.
Yeah.
So that's where I think all of this is just we're smoothing out the process to a actual better internet where, again, maybe it's not perfect, but we keep getting.
It's the problem with the internet that a bunch of fucking dorks can
Yeah.
cause a national insurrection.
Yeah, it's
Because they
crazy.
kept repeating shit like that. Like, brace for the storm. The one that got me was the quote from that fucking movie, that Jeff Bridges movie. It's like, where we go one, we go all, which is the most grammatically incorrect fucking statement I've ever heard in my life.
Right.
There's no subject.
Right.
There's no subject to those sentences.
And it was always like,
It's like, where one of us goes, all of us goes.
Right.
That's the way you say it.
I don't know. It's interesting because, especially if QAnon or if Q was, let's say was Ron Watkins and based in Japan, right? Do you think there would, because everybody's like, oh, Q would say things and then they would come true. And it's like, one, I believe that's probably coincidence, even though the followers legitimately go, I don't believe in coincidence anymore. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you probably should. Your life's
Don't
based
believe
around
in
it.
coincidence.
But,
Wait, where was this guy from? The Philippines?
yeah.
So they were getting the American news before it happened here.
That's what I was thinking. I was right. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because they are a whole, 12 hours ahead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Ah.
So, okay.
Makes sense, right?
It does.
Totally. So, okay. Yeah. So we got, Fred has 8chan and then Jim and Ron come in are like, basically, we can do the business for this site. We can take it to the next level. And he was like, oh, sweet. You know how to fix all my problems. Great. So 2017 rolls around. QAnon has moved to 8chan. And I guess what happened was there was original 8chan on 4chan, right? Or what the fuck am I saying? QAnon on 4chan, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And they kicked him off, and then
him
Twitter
off.
kicked him off. Everybody quickly banned it because it was building traction with all these, I hate how they're called QTubers.
Right.
But it's literally the most vague things targeted for conspiracy theories who are going to pick it apart and figure out their own extrapolated fucking thing.
Because it's literally
like,
not.
It's like the Bible.
Yeah.
The author isn't there to stick up for themselves as what's intended. So anybody can interpret it any fucking way they want for any fucking, end game.
Because these drops
English
are
class for me.
Yeah. Like these drops weren't like, oh yeah, look out in the dominoes, there's child rapist cannibals down there. Like that's not what he was saying. He's like eyes are everywhere, and people would be like, oh fuck, that means the fucking Pizzagate, Hillary Clinton did this, and I'm like, okay, America, we have a lot of time on our hands.
The pandemic made it worse.
So much worse.
That was the real spark to the powder keg.
Yeah.
Everything being shut down. So all these fucking dorks who used to have lives that would log in, and that was the thing that got me, was that all these Q drops that these fucking people like the one news chick, can't remember her fucking name.
Yeah, the blonde one.
Yeah.
She
She's
was
just
so
like,
annoying.
he's just like, have you ever been on 8chan? She's like, no, I get it from like qdump.com or whatever the fuck. These people create aggregate sites and do the dirty work of sifting through the horror on 8chan, gore, fucking graphic porn. Not even just child porn, just like horrific porn.
Yeah, what's happening is basically like something is getting exposed to like a dark part of the internet, and people are looking at it and creating something with it. And then as it moves up the chain of like grander, audiences, they just basically take what the other people had entirely created and just spread that to people. But it's like, okay, you're not getting this direct. If Q exists, you're not getting this directly from Q. If you want to present this news, why don't you be a journalist and go check this news? Why don't you dig into this a little bit? Because a lot of these people are people that have gotten ousted from larger networks and stuff like that for being a little extremist.
Dumb.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, if you want to prove that you getting fired was a huge mistake,
we have to report.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, did it die?
I think so.
Oops.
Pause it. I don't think I had it plugged in. Well, I mean, like, for example, I used the word umbrage. I take umbrage with Lil Nas X. And I still say it's like, duh, brr, blah, blah. So I'm trying to work on that. Be mindful of your speaking.
Well, I think it's interesting just saying, like,
real quick, the camera died, plugged it back in. We're back on.
We're back.
We had a whole little mini conversation in between.
Yeah. I mean,
that was what the clap was for.
Just to that point, like, I think you're right, though. I think we are in a generation where, like, we're encouraged to talk more and we're becoming more thoughtful. We have more information, more stuff to process. And as we talk, we need those fillers in between, because I can speak for myself. I definitely don't think before I speak. I just start speaking and hope something good comes out of it.
That's why I let you go. That's why I let you go. And I'm just like, let's see if we can pull this together.
Oh, yeah. I hated and loved it myself. But
it's funny.
QAnon.
To Quanon.
Yeah, they
Quantum. Whoa.
Quantum.
There's a total conspiracy going on in sci-fi movies right now.
Science.
It's Q. Ant-Man is Q.
Paul Rudd is fucking Q.
No, it's Michael Douglas in the first one with all the screens. He's just got 8chan, fucking all these fucking different things. News networks on one side, posts on the other, like QTubers.
Just fucking shaking his leg.
I've been watching you for a long time.
It's Ron Watkins. He's the next Ant-Man.
Oh my God.
I would hate
the Ant-Man.
I'd hate if he got the powers of Ant-Man.
I'd hate if he continued living, Jack. I really genuinely, even regardless of the fact that QAnon is all this, that, and the other thing, if it was a documentary about Ron Watkins doing, Jim Watkins doing anything, I wish he would have dead.
Yeah.
Ron, I'm like,
I wonder if he actually figured out that Ron is QAnon, is Q, and Ron gets arrested for all of this.
That would be so fucking funny.
Can you imagine what he's going to be thinking? Like, why did I say I would do the movie?
Why did I do any of this?
He told me over and over again it was for HBO. I knew that everybody was going to see this.
This is a giant network.
Fuck!
That was kind of my thing, too, watching it. I'm like, why did they all agree to this?
And, like, for 4 years they agreed to this. So he goes in 2017 and he meets all of them, and they're, Jim and Ron are weird, and Fred is like, oh, I should only say so much. We'll see what Jim says to you, whatever. I don't want to make him upset. Come back in 2018.
I don't want to say the words financially insolvent because he had 6 cars in his tiny house.
Oh my! And then he comes back in 2018, the director, to the Philippines, and now Fred has been let go. And sure enough, like Sam said, they were like, yeah, Jim always mentions that he's not a political guy, and you see it, and they cut together a montage of it, him just over and over. Oh, I'm not really a political guy.
Who's that?
I've
never heard of
I don't do the politics stuff. He over and over.
Like a couple times, he's like, well, I like Donald Trump, though.
Yeah. Oh, so then Fred's like, oh, he's one of the most political people I've ever met. And then it cuts to this other thing he has, which I forget what it's called, but it's like a political news network that is unbiased by the mainstream media or whatever. And he is on this all the time reporting news with a MAGA hat on and just like...
I don't do politics.
Hey, the gall of this guy and him and Ron have this huge history with porn. I mean, they have put out so many porn websites. It's wild.
Was he like the porn king of Cleveland or some shit?
Wild like that. And every time they go and see this guy, he's got a new thing with his facial hair.
Yeah, like he starts off and it's just
baby clean,
pretty. Yeah, it's clean shaven, and then he's got a little bit of a beard, and he's got a scraggly like desert island beard, and then he has a fucking twisted up fucking Monopoly mustache at one point, and he's just like the most excited.
Yep.
Oh wow, Fred is going down.
He's something, but he does what he does, and we get to so back in 2017, 2018, Q moves to 8chan, and 8chan basically starts saying, or like this new Q starts posting. That's what happens. And then Code Monkey, who runs the site, goes like, oh no,
he's the admin.
Yeah, he's the admin. He's like, this is Q for sure.
Yeah, because there's this guy in South Africa who ran a board and he hosted Q basically and was totally on board. And one day he noticed some irregularity with the IP address and then also with the way Q was writing.
Yep.
And he's like, telling people on the board, he's like, this isn't the real Q. This is a fake Q. This is a fake Q. And then Ron, who's the admin, who supersedes him, goes, oh, no, this is very much the real Q.
Yeah, this is Q 100%.
Will the real Q please stand up?
I think he literally did in that moment. I think he literally was like, I'm Q. You know what I mean? And so he keeps going back for 2019, 2020 hits, COVID happens. They basically, because then Fred starts just getting in beef with these two guys, just going. And eventually, they like sued him for bullying
Libel.
on the internet, right?
So like American libel laws are pretty lenient,
Pretty loose,
but
yeah.
Filipino libel laws can go onto the internet. And so if you're posting false shit, because Jim was trying to become a citizen of the Philippines. And so he was doing this whole thing for a naturalization hearing. And the thing about them is that if you have somebody
for
who...
these guys being all about like America and Trump and all that, why are you in Asia? You know what I mean? Why are you in the Philippines?
Right.
Crazy. Anyway.
I mean, there's a lot to be attracted to in the Philippines, but for some fucking white supremacist, racist asshole
who's running a massively controversial website,
to just embed himself. I mean, probably it's just to deflect blame.
Right.
Well, and he was probably also running from something in America.
That's what I think. Yeah, I think this fucking guy's got a dark history. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
he's so weird.
He's so weird, dude.
Yeah, but they got Fred with that. So Fred, like right before COVID hits, who I mean, this is maybe one of the most susceptible human beings to dying from COVID imaginable. He has to flee the Philippines before they arrest him for a minimum 6-year sentence.
And he would have died in there too.
Oh, absolutely.
Like they showed a clip of the detention facility and it is haunting.
Horrible. Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, he gets back to United States, COVID hits, and as Sam mentioned, COVID got QAnon like wildfire across this country. I mean, it just blew up. I don't know if I knew about QAnon before COVID, but
no,
I sure did.
I heard about QAnon from like South Park around the 2016 election.
Okay.
Like that season of South Park with it's the
so like
V for Vendetta mask person. Is that
that's right. Yeah. Because it was all about hackers and trolls in that season.
Okay.
And then did you watch the vaccine special?
Oh yeah.
The little cuties. So in that, Jack, so Mr. Garrison was the president. He goes back to South Park, tries to act like everything's normal, and then these QAnon people come up. It's like, so what's our next move? What's going on? And he goes, blow shit out your dick hole and fuck off. And then he cuts to him in his basement. He's drawing all these conclusions about what blow shit out your dick hole means.
Yep.
And he's telling it to all these people. And Garrison's trying to be a teacher again. Nobody's having it. And so he takes it as, we have to go and tutor the children. So all these QAnon people start being tutors for the kids and just throwing all the fucking satanic worship and stuff at it. So eventually the kids start getting into a class fight, in front of the school, like, the Capitol. It's so fucking funny how they can just apply real world to South Park world. It's so
They do
great.
it so perfectly too.
They have the best sandbox.
It's
the
genius.
Best. Oh my god. Well, and like you got to think from Trump's. So like once QAnon hits the scene in 2020 and like it's national, everybody knows about it. You got to think from his perspective, right? He's going into it. I think he probably would have won the election if COVID hadn't hit, So then COVID strikes, shit's going wrong. And like you see him in interviews, they show it. He's like, they're like, what's up with QAnon? He's like, well, they seem to like me, which is cool,
Well, I think
they
that
hate
was
they hate pedophilia. That's a good thing,
I think that was really his last ditch effort was to he doesn't even fucking know all the stuff about QAnon. He's like, if I do winks and nods and stuff, people are gonna join them and then support me.
Exactly. And the danger in that is what we saw eventually happen, because you can see people like in November, December, they're talking to these people and they're like, Fred's like, I think something bad's going to happen after the election for sure. Everyone's like, this QAnon thing is going to explode. Like there's just no way it doesn't. And of course the Capitol happens. And the Buffalo guy was.
He was in it from like the start.
He was
the dude with the buffalo headdress
at
was
multiple
showing
events.
up to many, many QAnon events.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he literally, that was the thing. It's like it started on the fucking internet and ended up on the Senate floor, you know?
Yep. And
showed a picture of that dipshit.
Again, it's a very, I think this situation really is representative of the power of the internet, and for me, the big thing that I took away from this, and I think this is really what the documentary was about, like, it was about who's Q, it was about telling what happened, it was this, it was that. It was really, for me, the big thing I left kind of thinking about was free speech, right? I was like, okay, what is free speech?
When is free speech too free?
Exactly. Like, for me, it's like, we don't get to where we're at now without free speech. Not a chance. Not a chance without that
We
First
don't get
Amendment.
to episode 97 without free speech.
I mean, that First Amendment comes in handy, right? And it really helps the individual become powerful, which is great. That's really what America's all about. But again, and that's where, like, I don't have any answers, unfortunately, other than government regulation, which I don't think the government has any incentive to do that, because a lot of times this stuff now gets politicized no matter what, if it gets big enough, and it either helps or hurts them. And now they kind of know how to play the game.
And also they like keeping people distracted while they're fucking around.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things where we got to know better. We got to just eventually draw a line in the sand. Like, what are we trying to do with this country right now?
Nerds should not be villains. Okay?
This is true.
I mean, apparently they just fuck shit up real bad.
Yeah.
Without anyone noticing until it's too late.
And without any really vocal or personal action. They just sit there and just.
My thing is, like,
It's
what
like
if
Mr. Robot. Have you watched that show?
I want to,
He's
but
like
he
an
fucks a lot of
extreme
shit up.
introvert.
yeah. And it's like, I don't know, like, and especially being introverts and whatnot, you can't really push them to do things. They gotta find it for themselves. But like, what if half of these people found a way to just like, because I think what this is like creative expression being pressed down, where they're like, I have this imagination and I think I'm really smart, but like nobody tells me I am. And I work this stupid job and maybe I'm not totally happy with my family life, but there's this internet with these people and like, yeah, what they're saying is a little crazy, but if it's true and I catch this, oh, fuck, and then it just leads down the path. You know what I mean? And it's like, I can't blame someone for doing that. I got to have empathy with them because they think that what they're doing is right. They, are expressing themselves, which I wish every human being would do. But, well, maybe not every human being, but I
Get a hobby.
yeah, exactly. Like
Because I've never been able to get Reddit or 4chan or any of that shit. Because it's just, one, the websites don't look super clean.
Yeah.
It's just comments. It's comment sections.
Yeah.
And I don't read comment sections because in my mind, I'm like, I don't have the time, inclination, or energy to voice my opinion on this person's piece of work. To what end?
Yeah.
What's my end game with that?
You
And I
can
have
be
to-
like me and just like don't ever comment at all.
Exactly.
Just read the thoughts.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well-
I just scroll and be like, what the fuck are these people talking about?
I don't even do that.
I think there's some legitimate validity to that though, because like I listen to podcasts all day, funny, informational, sports, whatever. I'm like sometimes I'm like, fuck, am I just like, avoiding life? And I'm like, I don't know, I learn a lot from these and I have good moments and like this is nice because I learn a lot from listening to other people. And the thing with like Reddit, for example, I've gone on Reddit and I've looked through it. I've been like, for me, this is kind of like a podcast just with regular people sharing everything. And like if I tried to jump in with the information I know now, I can't imagine I would make this any better. I just don't think anybody has that thought before they post on
Jack,
Reddit.
just
You know?
follow whatever subreddit has Marvel and DC memes.
That's all you need.
That's all you need.
Or prequel memes.
Prequel memes are great too.
Yeah, I love
Sure.
those.
Well, just all the series memes.
Yeah.
The prequel memes are fun though because there's so much exposition
Right.
that you just can't help but just like poke holes in everything they say.
Well, and that's where like, I love like, Marvel Reddit feeds and like sports stuff and whatnot, talking about like people that talk about episodes of the Joe Rogan podcast. Yeah, you get your meatheads, but then you get the people that get it and have really thoughtful conversation. You're talking about something. The danger is when it starts getting into the opinion pieces, the political stuff, the religious stuff, the different where people are inherently going to disagree. And it's like, why are we getting onto these if not to help people learn? I don't know. I mean, but then some people love fighting on the internet. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems to be some people's one thing getting them off.
Yeah.
Just being like, I'm gonna troll the shit out of some people. I mean, that was literally Kyle's dad in that season of South Park.
yeah.
I feel like some people also just have this sort of like obligation that they feel to like correct other people. It's
Right.
like,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yes.
no, you're wrong.
I-
Like, let me tell you that you're just wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you why, just that you're wrong.
Yeah, know-it-alls.
I have several friends that are some of the smartest people I know, and they are like that. They're like, no, actually, like I kind of
Hey!
I'm talking about you,
Fuck
bro.
you,
Let's
man.
get into it, okay? I hate you. No, I'm just- and like again, that's a gift. That's something that they have. That I mean, they're so smart and stuff like that. But they're talking to people who aren't very smart. You know what I mean? And it's like someone who's not very smart is not going to understand a smart person's argument as well. You know what I mean? I'm not even talking about like a dumb person. I'm just talking about like people read things differently. Someone will read a massive essay and be like, there's a lot of good points in that. And then someone will read a massive essay and go, wow, what a bitch. Like just say what you mean, don't put this whole thing that I need to read, like some people legitimately look at it that way. And if that continues, I mean, but then again, there's a lot of people like that. I don't have any solutions.
And what the fuck are you talking for?
I don't know. This is the thing that you're doing. You're letting me go.
The one thing I have over Jack is let him just twist himself up. Just tie yourself up in knots and just watch it burn.
That is so perfect. Because like I do that too. Like I'll just
Oh, yeah.
get going on a train of thought and it's like, where was I going?
Did
with
that make any sense?
It's how I know how to drop ideas. You know what I mean?
How you know that tangential conclusions is the perfect name for your show.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, granted, I'm guilty of it all the time.
I think they're fun. I like tangents. I like tangents so much more than I like being right. Because when I talk about tangents, I learn about things. And when I learn about things, I become more engaged with life. When I think I
Well, it's-
know.
Like you said, last week or the week before, mental improv. You're saying yes to whatever pops into your brain instead of staying on subject.
Yep, exactly. And when you do that, like, I mean, again, it's hippy dippy, but it works. I mean, it's like every moment's cool because you're like, even the bad ones, you're like, fuck this anxiety or whatever. You're like, well, I practiced some breath work this morning. Why don't I just do that now? And then you do it, and the anxiety's poof
Oh,
gone.
and you just catch it.
You just catch it.
Catch those dirty, dirty, mean thoughts.
Yeah.
You just catch them
Cognitive
and you just go,
behavioral
you're
therapy.
trying to fucking ruin my day, bitch. Get out of here.
That's
That's
how I talk
exactly
to
how
him.
you do it to the thoughts. It's
I
just
mean-
like, you're starting feeling down and you just go, you think that I'm an asshole? I'm a fucking amazing guy. Get out of here.
Like,
Bye.
I
Be
know
gone,
there
thought.
are
Fuck
things
you.
that I know and that I'm good at, and I just have to like trust that I'm good at those things and be like, that's not everything your life is supposed to be. You know, I think that's really the difference, at least that I've noticed. Like, for example, writing has changed a lot for me because it's gone from something where I'm like, I gotta do this. This has gotta be my career. This has gotta be the thing. I gotta, people gotta know me for this. Now it's like, I just really like doing it. I like going to coffee shops and like sitting there for 2-3 hours. You know what I mean? And like, I'll do that when I do it. And then I have, let's say I write for 2 hours, I got 22 hours left for the rest of the day just to do things and then become a better writer tomorrow because of the things I picked up just being, you know? Stop fighting on the internet.
Real exciting. Yeah, I'm real exciting. But anyways.
You mock me. I'm dropping wisdom here, bro. I'm telling life secrets.
Mr. Unlimited.
I'm the fucking spark notes for Rom Docs, bro.
I'm messing with you guys.
This is how I'm only going to respond to you, Jack. I love these. These are audio gifts.
No, they really are. They really are. And they are the perfect answers. Perfect answers.
You
Guys.
Guys.
Have you seen Mindhunter?
Yeah, I
So-
really love that show.
That is Ed Kemper in that one scene where he's talking about, killing his mom. And then he turns around and they're bringing him pizza. He goes, "Pizza? You guys."
guys.
Like this fucking cold-hearted serial killer. He's like, "Aw."
Hey, they got feelings too.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah.
They may be serial killers, but they still feel.
Yeah. They just have weird feelings that drive them to murder. Those ones we gotta take care of.
Well, I like that one guy who thought that dog was telling him to do stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, Son of
Yeah.
Sam? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I loved how they broke him down and just be like, "So the dog." He's like, "It wasn't about the dog. It was an ego breakdown." It's like, "Listen here, you fuck." Which actually, thinking of killers, that brings me to the other documentary I watched, which was about the Iceman. Do you know about him?
I've
Sure.
not heard about this.
This guy, Richard Kuklinski, is a mob hitman who killed what he would guess roughly over 100 people and had a family, a very nice family, normal life, and he just killed people. That was his job. And the way he was in that documentary was so fucking... I loved this guy.
Yeah.
I loved him. I truly did. Because he talked about it like any of us would talk about our workday.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like, "Yeah, so I came up." He was so Jersey. He's like, "Yeah, so I came up to the pocket, the stoplight behind him, and he owed me a bunch of money. So I, grabbed a sawed-off shotgun with me, and I walked up to the driver's side, pointed it in the window, and I was just surprised that it took his head completely off.
It just sort of happened.
It took his head right off." I'm like,
These guys.
one, sawed-off shotgun to the face. That's my dream to put on a movie, not to do to someone, to put on a movie,
course.
because I don't think anybody does it properly.
Mhm.
They put it in Rambo Last Blood. Good job, Stallone. But
I mean, you gotta give 'em up.
like, for fuck's sake, I don't know what my fixation is of having someone's head blown off by a cannon 2 inches from their face. I don't know.
It's utter
I don't know.
destruction.
And I can't believe Tarantino cut away from it in Hateful Eight.
What an un-Tarantino.
Both
thing to do.
barrels.
Yeah.
It would have been gone. But like, he was just so nonchalant and he was so Jersey about it. He's like, "Yeah, so I just threw the body in my trunk and I drove it a few miles out." And so his whole thing was he would kill the people in one spot, take their body, freeze it so that evidence would be fucked anytime they
Iceman.
tried to do it. So that's how he got the Iceman nickname. And then he would take it to another location and leave it there. So they're just like, "I don't even know where this body was killed."
Right.
So it was pretty clean. And then it just got to the point where he's like, he got about to get caught and he started getting sloppy. And it's just like, I feel like that's how you feel when you've put in your 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're just like, just fucking,
I just don't want to do
I'll
this
kill him.
anymore.
I'll kill him. But God.
It's not even a moral thing. It's just it's an effort thing.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm just doing this so that it doesn't look bad in my next job.
Yeah. But there's 2 different documentaries. So there's a one feature-length one, or not feature-length, 45-minute one that they did in 98. Then they did a 2-parter later. The first one, he's just like, if I could go back and do it again, I probably wouldn't have wanted to do that the way it was. My parents were pieces of shit. And so, when I was killed, I just didn't even think about it. I know I'm fucked up. I know I was messed up by that, but it's what it is. And then the second interview, I only started, I didn't finish them, but he's so fucking like, "What do you guys want to talk about? Who do you want to know who I killed?
I'm famous.
I'm on death row. I'm completely like,
Yeah,
I'm not going anywhere.
I'm on death row and I'm incredibly famous.
Fuck it. Let's go. So I cut that guy's throat and then I shot that dude in the mouth. Like, I didn't hear a lot of the details yet because I went to bed, but it's just like, yes.
Human beings are capable of change. That's
Love
what
'em.
proves to me.
Richard Kuklinski, the Iceman.
Oh my God, the modern day Shakur. Well, no, I guess not modern day.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
The real life
that's
Shakur.
what I wrote in a note. I'm just like, there it is again. I said he's a real life Anton Chigurh. It wasn't like I said.
No.
I did say.
You did say.
Similar to you saying it, but not quite saying it.
Similarly, just that's replaced like. You know, and I was similarly.
Similarly.
I was similarly, you know what, asshole? Fuck you. And similarly.
I'm gonna start doing that at work now, just in the middle of meetings. Like, so similarly, it's like this.
It's similarly this.
Similarly quantum.
I similarly that.
Similarly,
I similar that.
Similar.
What?
Science.
Just thumbs up. But no, the Iceman made me like just so astonished. I was like, this dude is just talking about it like it's his job. And then I thought about it too. You know, some people are just born to do some things, and you're just really good at it. You know?
Yeah.
So for him, it just turned out to be murdering people. He's
Exactly.
like, I'm really good at this.
We all have our calling.
Yeah, I'm really good at this. No evidence, and my family doesn't even know until he gets arrested.
Yeah. Until he goes to jail.
He's
forever.
killed well over a bill
Yeah.
of people. 100 people in his, fucking back pocket. And his family had no idea. They loved him. His wife was just like, where the fuck did this come from?
Not have imagined in 1,000 years.
Now I want to watch the movie because it's starring Michael Shannon as him.
true.
And it's
Oh,
got Chris
man.
Evans and a few. It's got a big cast. It came out in 2012.
I was just about to ask that.
Yeah, I mean,
Is it on Netflix?
it might be. Let's
got Michael
let's do
Shannon.
let's do a little Google search, eh?
Gal.
So you guys can go watch the Iceman.
I'm into
Or watch the Iceman tapes on HBO. I mean, just type in Iceman and it'll show up.
Bada bing, bada boom.
The Iceman stream. Ice.
He's the new Ant-Man.
Yeah. Well,
That's it ties into QAnon.
it's on
too.
Tubby for free, Vudu for free, and Amazon Prime for free.
Oh,
So
nice.
go to Prime.
Yeah, I was gonna say all of those are commercials, except for Prime.
Have you watched Invincible?
No, I need to.
Dude.
I was waiting for it to all be done so I could just binge it because I
Good
knew
idea.
I was gonna want to.
Good
binge
idea.
It.
Yeah.
Because I binged the first 4 episodes, and the end of the first episode left me so fucking blown away.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we're not even going to get into it. Jack and I will do that on the review episode tomorrow.
There we go. I still gotta watch all 4, but yeah, oh my god.
Oh, did you only watch the first?
I watched the first. I'm halfway through the second right now. Yeah. Oh my, that show. I mean, it's a great show, but I want to just I want to enjoy that one piece by
Seth
piece.
Rogen's in it.
I looked up. I was like, who are this one team? And all the members of the team, I know the actors. And then I saw Seth Rogen was coming, and I was like, oh fuck, here we
He's
go.
hilarious. It's great.
Oh.
I mean, it's basically the level of The Boys, but animated.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
You
I'm
know?
like halfway through season 2 of The Boys right now.
Yeah. So you're going to,
Nice.
if you just hop right over to Invincible by the time you finish, dude, you'll just be right on the same mentality page. And literally how episode 1 ended was how uneasy I felt with a lot of shit Homelander does.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't feel good about that at all. I did not like that.
I need a shower now.
Literally.
It's so funny though, because the main superhero, Omni-Man, Jack explained it to me on the podcast, off the record.
Okay.
But he's drawn and looks like J. Jonah Jameson, and they got J.K. Simmons to play him.
I was about to ask if that was his character.
Yes.
I need
Absolutely.
to watch this show.
It's great. It's
Stephen Yeun
definitely
does
worth it.
great.
Mhm.
Sandra Oh does great.
Whole cast.
Fucking Walton Goggins playing that like he's basically the Nick Fury, you know.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
for
yeah.
him to be a good guy and then also not be a cartoon in a cartoon,
Yeah.
because in real life he's always playing a cartoon.
Oh, Goggins.
Yeah, Walton Goggins. You're John Ruth. Oh shit! Fire, John Ruth the Hangman. You know, he's just a cartoon in everything he's in
Fucking ridiculous.
until he becomes a cartoon.
Literally. Literally. All right, boys, I got to wrap this up.
Yes, we
Gotta get on to
do.
Work.
Jabeta boy, It was fun to have you on.
So glad we could
Thanks for
make this
having me
happen.
on.
We struck the fire that is Mikey Bikez versus the Vape Lord.
And it's only getting started.
Fire rises.
You need to get that one.
Yes, a lot of Bane actually.
Yeah.
For you, the people.
Yeah, the whole page of it.
And even the Arlnauts ones. Just steal them straight from Arlnauts. Happy birthday. Anyway, go subscribe to DMT Studios on YouTube. Subscribe to the podcast, DMT Don't Miss This Podcast, and DMT Reviews every Friday and Tuesday, respectively. Go follow me and Jack on both Instagram and Twitter at SammyB_DMT. Jack at Silverbox Sasquatch 1162.
Johannes Bach.
Check out his shows. He's doing a lot more podcasting than me. So, and then Abeyta, you're just gonna have to go back to being a fucking normie after this.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, no one look me up.
Because you can't find him.
Exactly.
His internet fingerprint is non-existent.
It's
scrubbed.
literally a
It's
drawing.
scrubbed.
Yeah, I cover my tracks. You know, like
VPN. I delete counts. I make constantly new emails.
I do not accept cookies.
Jake is QAnon, by the way.
all of my emails are at AOL.com because who's gonna find me?
Exactly.
Oh, gracious.
Man, damn, what was I gonna say?
BestWorstCantina.com.
Yes, check out bestworstcantina.com for merch. Love can't wait for June.
Yeah.
Got the Dad album, Good Kids, Dad City.
Oh, shit. It's happening.
Otherwise, take it sleazy. Mayor McCheese. Love you guys.
Uniform.
It's all very exciting.
Uniform.
It's all very exciting.
Give me a break!